Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day to you, which means it's February the 14th this year, falling on a Friday. Glad as always it is Friday. Glad to see a little bit of the sunlight there and some pretty clear skies considering this evening, albeit nighttime lows down close to single digits. Be forewarned. We are going to recover. We've got some pretty decent weather. We've got some more rain in the forecast, but not for a few days. And then in the middle of your forecast, we'll see some return and then a pretty nice little run at the end of it. So I'll outline that in more detail certainly before we leave you tonight. Before we leave you, highlights from last night's doubleheader for the Hornets and Lady Hornets, and also a quick look at the last few games on the regular season schedule as the season's over this time or roundabout next week. And then it's on to the 57th District. We will have also a Johnson County man, former Magoffin County man, arrested, wanted on an outstanding Colorado warrant, fled police, crossing and running across roofs of downtown Paintsville businesses, hiding out in one, changing clothes, stealing tools, and the list goes on. He was barricaded in a hotel room before police had to go in through a window. And not one but two warning sirens, outdoor weather warning sirens, are going to be tested in parts of Magoffin County tomorrow. You'll want a little heads up on that so you'll know that that's what's happening. I'll tell you about that and much, much more in just a few moments. We did learn late last evening after I left you the identity of the man who was killed in that collision on Route 40 near Taze Branch yesterday morning around 9:30. We know that Robert Meade, I believe 54 years of age, approximate, was driving a Crown Victoria when he lost control of that vehicle. It crossed into another lane. His vehicle believed to have hydroplaned on rain-covered roads and then hit an SUV. The driver of that vehicle was identified by Paintsville police as Paul Grenier of Paintsville with his wife Jan. They were taken to the Palby Hall Medical Center with non-life threatening injuries. Their grandchild was also in the vehicle as well and not injured. Mr. Meade, however, of Hager Hill, was pronounced dead at the scene by the Johnson County coroner. Just got this in, a little FYI. The Paintsville City Council is set to meet in regular session this coming Monday at 6:30. Approval of the minutes, payment of the bills, reappointment of the city's Pride coordinator, the mayor's report, public and council comments, and adjournment. All that's on the agenda as of right now. That's certainly not all we have for the show tonight. We'll pick it up right after these messages. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Hey everybody, come and meet our pet of the week. Meet Cammie, a very playful young girl who just wants to have fun and who would make a great addition to any home. Cammie's about 1.5 years old, great with other dogs, and doesn't mind cats. If you'd like to make Cammie a part of your family, contact the Johnson County Animal Shelter. This adoption announcement proudly sponsored by Dr. Tom Abel of Able Eyes in Lexington and Campbellsville.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
McGoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration with professional, licensed, and certified commercial and residential service technicians that can maintain and repair all manufacturers with new and old installation and financing available. Serving McGoffin, Morgan, Lawrence, Martin, Johnson, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. McGoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, 349-1058 or 225-6779. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at red light number 4.
A former McGoffin County man, now of Paintsville it appears as though, was found to be wanted on an outstanding warrant out of El Paso County, Colorado for ID theft. He was apprehended, took a couple of days to do so, after being found when police responded to a call of a domestic dispute earlier this week. But he didn't go quietly. He actually fled police, crossing rooftops, jumping off of one 2 stories high, hiding in a Paintsville business, and then barricading himself in a Paintsville motel room the following day before being arrested.
On Wednesday, though, this week, Chief Rowe and Assistant Chief Smith of the Paintsville PD were responding to a domestic on College Street in Paintsville, and while they were there, they encountered 43-year-old John Baldridge of Paintsville, who had the out-of-state warrant for Colorado, who was wanting to extradite him. Upon taking him into custody, he had gone into the bathroom and then upon trying to take him into custody, Baldridge went into a bathroom and opened up a window and then fled onto the roof and then jumped onto and crossed several other roofs before jumping off of the back of one roof of a Paintsville business, which was a 2-story building. Other police arrived, they searched the area and couldn't find him, and then a 911 call came in that someone saw a man coming up from the creek bank behind City Hall, and he still couldn't be found. Around 6:30, police were dispatched to Fannon's Plumbing to a man being in the business and the owner seeing him on camera. Upon arrival, police with sheriff's deputies searched the business and couldn't find him. But after they reviewed the security cameras, it showed Baldridge entering the back of Fannon's to hide while police were searching for him and staying in the business until after closing. Apparently, while he was in there changing clothes, he was seen wearing a black t-shirt and a hat when he entered, but when he left, he had on a pair of work boots that he'd taken out of a work truck, took a hat, a gray sweatshirt, and then also left with about $1,500 of employees' tools when he exited. The next day, police went to the Days Inn to see if he had been staying there, as they had a tip, and when they knocked on the door, he refused to let them in. They actually had to contact hotel staff, who gave them a tool to open a window, and they had to enter from an exterior window or a window and then take him into custody that way. He was taken to the Paul B. Hall Medical Center, medically cleared, and then taken to the Big Sandy Jail.
There's not one but a couple of outdoor sirens to be tested in McGoffin County tomorrow. I spoke briefly on the phone just a few moments ago with McGoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wire, and we are set to go out and possibly be a part of the field test, but definitely have a report for you in the next coming days. But he wanted to make sure everyone in those areas knew what was happening and set for this weekend.
This video is what I shot back in June of 2016, the weather warning siren, outdoor warning siren, like those that are being tested tomorrow, going up at the McGoffin County Rescue Squad. Since then, the county's government has been working to set those, as have neighboring counties as well, post-tornado for the most part, obviously, throughout strategic parts of the county. And tomorrow, they will be testing, after installing 2 new sirens, Bloomington and Middle Fork at the fire departments. Bloomington, right now, their schedule is to test around 10 o'clock in the morning. Middle Fork at 2 o'clock. They are installing the sirens, connecting all the wires, making all the final adjustments, I think, and expected to test tomorrow at Bloomington at 10 and at Middle Fork Fire Department at 2. So if you hear something unusual, well, don't worry. Tomorrow it's just a test.
Then they'll be tested monthly as they do the other existing warning sirens to make sure everything is working properly. And it's at other times when you hear those, you'll need to take certain and serious notice. More on the 2 new sirens next week. Well, here's real quickly a couple of reminders on tonight's community calendar, and my apologies, the graphic's not cooperating, but I have a special Valentine's birthday that I have been asked to pass along. It says, I want to wish my mom, Linda Literal, a very happy birthday, a happy 83rd birthday, even though she says she doesn't look a day even close to 73. But from Betty and Eugene Kraft and all of the family, we all love you, Mom. It says happy birthday from all the kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews, and the list just goes on and on and on. A happy 83rd birthday to Linda Literal. Happy birthday to you. Here's the announcements that we have on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Going on to announcements, there's going to be a registration event for the McGoffin County Special Olympics chapter next Wednesday, the 19th, 5 to 8 that evening at the Sagersville Dairy Queen. It is free for all athletes to participate in Special Olympics, and they need some more athletes. They've got a bunch, but they know there are more out there, and they're looking for you, or you to bring them next Wednesday to register. 5 to 8 at the Sagersville Dairy Queen, and a percent of the proceeds that day at Sagersville DQ will go to support McGoffin Special Olympics. You can call Paul Gumby Montgomery to find out more, 424-6302. I'll get that number on your screen the next time I announce this. My apologies. But they're looking for adults for Special Olympics, 8 to 108 years of age. It does not matter. And they hope that you'll stop by Dairy Queen or give Paul a call to find out more. The Middle Fork Fire Department has got their first annual Rook Tournament coming up Saturday, March the 7th, but registration is open now, $20 per team. They're going to split the pot with the registration fees. They're going to have a supper that evening, $5 per meal with a drink. They'll start playing the tournament at 6. Everyone is welcome to come play, come watch, come eat, or all the above. And you're welcome to our community calendar for your birthdays, anniversaries, and special announcements like you just heard. Anytime you want to tell me so I can tell everyone else about them. Turning to funeral service announcements this evening, 62-year-old Timothy Lee Coleman of Sagersville passed away on the 11th, formerly of Flat Gap. Tim was the son of Ruth Baldridge Coleman and the late Denver Howard Coleman, and besides his mother, he survived by his wife, Tammy Blair Coleman, and son, Evan Lee. Visitation is tonight, and services will begin in his honor Saturday at 2 from the Phelps and Son Funeral Home in Paintsville.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Find something that might be very neatly a little off the beaten path at Creekside Stitchin' and Feed. And come in and register for their Sweetheart Dinner for Two they're giving away on the 13th. And while you're there, check out the genuine leather belts, wallets, and more with silver or gold nameplates. Rock Bottom Soap Company products made from real goat's milk. Custom welder's hats, Candleberry candles, custom embroidered hats and shirts and more done on site. All available in gift baskets for Valentine's Day at Creekside Stitchin' and Feed, 1 mile up Bear Branch off of Route 30. It's the largest inventory in history of Parkway Gun and Pawn, and that means the biggest discounts ever. They are now price matching and often beating any internet deals out there on Ruger, SIG, Smith & Wesson, Taurus, and other handguns, AR-15s, lever, and bolt-action rifles by Diamondback, Rossi, Winchester, and more. And right now, get new handguns and rifles in stock as low as $139 at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Salyersville, 349 Pawn. Happy Valentine's Week from the Seasonal Shop, where the shop is filled with new arrivals just in time for you to surprise your sweetheart or give yourself a little something special. New Mud Pie home decor, Simply Southern, and the Charlie Page spring lines are just some of what's new. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, let us help you make the day special for your Valentines and your little sweethearts too. The Seasonal Shop will be delivering Friday to all county schools and in-town businesses and residences. Call 349-3223 to place your order or find out more at the Seasonal Shop. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Need an oil change? Are your brakes shot? Are you ready to turn the wick up on your diesel or lift up and accessorize your 4x4? Or get that dent fixed once and for all? Then call the professionals at Black Smoke Performance for all of your maintenance needs and auto body repair, from insurance collisions to full restoration projects. Black Smoke Performance on May Drive in Dixie of Salyersville, 3498785. At Salyersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Salyersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Salyersville National.
Boys and girls, a doubleheader last night at Jenkins Ladies First, where the Lady Hornets edged out the Jenkins Lady Cavaliers back earlier in the season by 1 point in January here at McGoffin. So the Lady Hornets were looking to sweep the season series last night on the road at Jenkins. This is where I rolled in at the start of the fourth quarter last night, with McGoffin County trailing 54-43.
Right after Macy Thacker had gone 2 of 2 from the free throw stripe, Haley Barnett grabs the rebound off a Miss Jenkins shot and then hits Thacker at midcourt. Thacker's three-point attempt rounds out, but Shea Blanton's there for the putback, and McGoffin County's back in this one, down 7 at 54-47. And another putback by Angel Mullis keeps the Lady Hornets 7 under still with 6 minutes to go. Now down to 3 minutes to go. It's Mullis again. She finishes the turnaround jumper. McGoffin County still low, trailing by 7. Now down to the 2:30 mark. It's Thacker. She's open, and with the look, takes down the 3 and gets the Hornets to within 5. It's 63-58. Jenkins after that picked up 2 free throws, but then Barnett banks on the iron, and it's right back down to a -5 ball game for McGoffin County at 1:50 to go. But even with Thacker from a solid 6 feet from behind the arc, Jenkins pulled away at the end. 63 McGoffin County, 72 Jenkins, your final score last night. The Lady Hornets have 4 games left on their regular season schedule, counting their next game. That is tomorrow here at home. They're hosting Phelps in the afternoon at 3:30 tomorrow. Next Monday at East Ridge, at Betsy Lane next week as well. And they'll wrap it up hosting Prestonsburg next Friday night.
As for the second half of action last night, earlier in the season when the boys faced Jenkins, it was an 80-40 win, big win, over Jenkins for McGoffin County. So they rolled into last night's game expecting to do the same. However, it didn't start off on that note. Jenkins applying some early pressure and actually taking the early lead on a couple of occasions in the first quarter over McGoffin.
Yeah, McGoffin County was the first on the board last night, but Jenkins put on some early pressure and took the lead at 4:30 to go in the first quarter and rolled it out to a 10-5 lead at 3:45 in the first. And the Cavaliers were up 11-5 before Barnett hits this 3, and then Salyer goes in for a successful 2, and the shots start falling for the Hornets. And from a cold start, McGoffin County heated up to a 42-17 lead at halftime. And McGoffin County finished the third quarter 71-38 after Aiden Barnett hit the last two shots in the third for McGoffin County, both of them big threes. With a final score last night, 85-48, McGoffin County over the Cavaliers. That's a 3-game run right now rolling for McGoffin County with 3 games left on their regular season schedule. Tomorrow, and they're all away games, mind you, tomorrow at East Ridge, tomorrow evening at 7:30, Tuesday of next week, we're at Valley, and then Thursday, we're at Pike County Central. And if nothing changes weather-wise, that will wrap up the regular season, and then it's on to the district starting the next Monday on the 24th at Martin County. For a quick Paintsville and Johnson Central update, the Tigers over Floyd Central 77-58 earlier in the week on Tuesday. Leaves Paintsville with 3 games left on the schedule, all road games, including tonight's road game at Martin County. Tip-off set for 7:30. Coach Landon Sloan and the Tigers of Paintsville 13-10 right now, 4-1 in the district. And of course, we've already discussed the district pairings. I'll remind you about them as we get into next week, as they'll be starting the week after. Nevertheless, Paintsville versus Martin County on the road tonight. With the Lady Tigers off for the weekend, off until Monday night, they're hosting Floyd Central next Monday night at 7:30. The girls also have only 3 games left. They're also hosting Fairview next week on Wednesday, and then they're at Pike Central on Friday to wrap it all up. The Lady Tigers right now 8-17, 2-4 in the 57th. As for Johnson Central, Coach McKenzie and the Golden Eagles, their last game was against McGoffin County earlier this week on Monday night, a loss by 1. And that leaves the Golden Eagles with 5 games still, including tomorrow's game at Scott County. The Golden Eagles right now 14-9, 2-4, wrapping up, of course, as they have already, the 57th District action. And at Scott County once again tomorrow evening at 7. And for the Lady Eagles and Coach Rice, a win 44-23 over Paintsville. That was earlier this week. They are now staring down their last 4 games on the schedule, including tomorrow's next game, tomorrow. They are at East Ridge, 4:30. And then they'll wrap it up with 3 home games next week, starting on Monday night.
And with all of that, it's nice, it's wonderful, it's very nice and wonderful to leave you with a relatively calm and normal forecast for the weekend after all of the rains that we have seen. And we are fully aware that a lot of folks in other parts of eastern Kentucky have seen much worse conditions than what we have. We've been right on that bubble of seeing some really serious flooding issues and just haven't. The good news is that for the most part, most everyone has got some dry weather in store. We won't see the rains return until next week. But for your weekend, we've got some sun and dry conditions. And then for the end of your forecast, we do as well.
Yes, I was hoping to be in the upper teens tonight. The new update, all models indicate that's not going to be the case. I mean, we're talking close to the single digits. Won't be surprised if a few folks don't get there tonight. Nighttime lows now set for right around 11 degrees under mostly clear skies and fortunately a calm wind out there. We will see the winds pick up tomorrow, and we'll see the sunshine return, full-blown sunshine tomorrow. We got a little peek of it this evening, but tomorrow, a sunny Saturday in store, hitting about 47, a bit on the breezy side out of the southwest at 6 to 15 miles per hour, but definitely a nice Saturday and a nice change, a well-deserved change. Sunday, not so much sun, but we're still holding on to the upper 40s, and then shower chances will move in midday. Around 2 or 3 o'clock Sunday, you'll start to notice the winds pick up out of the southwest, 5 to maybe 15 miles per hour still, and then a 20% chance of showers Sunday afternoon. Monday of next week, well, a 20% chance of rain again in the mid-afternoon. Mostly cloudy, temperatures still improving up to the mid-50s on your Monday. By Monday night, though, well, that's when the rains will set in yet again. We'll talk more about it when I see you back next week, but 60 to 80% chance of rain Monday night, and then that will carry on over into a wet Tuesday with rain in store. We'll go from 56 Monday to the upper 50s, maybe close to 60 on your Tuesday, but with that warmth, we'll have to pay for it with rain. And that's going to be Monday night especially, Tuesday, and even I think continuing into our Tuesday night. Tuesday night, lows get back down into the 30s with a low of 34. And then Monday of next week, we'll get back down and out of the 50s for a while, back down into the low 40s. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, 42, but dry. Thursday, dry and sunny, mostly sunny, but only 37. Friday of next week, still sunny, in the mid-40s. Could be worse, certainly could be worse, as we'll see several dry days after a dry weekend, some rain at the start of next week, and then some sunshine to wrap up next week. Not too bad.
Again, let me say Happy Valentine's Day to you all, and we hope to see you back here next week for more of Your News Today. Good night, and thank you for watching.